Thank you. Okay, so we're going to go with levels, and level one, that's what I'm going to create. And I'm on construction plane top and 2D, and I'm at Z0. So what I'm going to do, like I said, this diameter right here is the finish is rectangle is 1.475 rectangle. I'll draw this about a little bit over 2 inches diameter. So I'm gonna go ahead and create wireframe, create a rectangle, and rectangle. I'm gonna start from there to here. So here, function F9, turn that off. So here my width is gonna be minus, and I can go exactly this size 259 plus 130, guys. That's going to be my total thickness. So that comes out to 389. So I can put that my width minus 0.389. There we go. And I have to change my, oh wait a minute, I cannot see. Let's do it again. Change that color to green, and I can go ahead and draw this rectangle again. From there, we are on construction paint top. Good. So width is minus 389, and my height is going to be a little bit over 2 inches. If you want to go 2 inches, I can go 1.05, half of that. So there comes my diameter. We can go 2 inches, which is going to half of that, which is 1 inch, but I think we should go a little bit more than that. I'll go 1.050. So this is going to be my diameter. I'm going to turn this to. And same thing with the width is 389. I can go up to minus half an inch, guys. So looking at the blueprint here is 389, but I'll go a little bit over that. Let's go even minus half an inch. So we can do that here, minus half an inch. And we're going to turn this to that diameter, which is okay. So minus half is my width. My height is 1.05, and hit OK. And hit OK. So now, Alt F1. So now I have a hole. I have to bore this, and this is 648. So the radius is going to be 324. So I'll go ahead and draw a line here, wireframe, line horizontal, and that's going to be my line here. And this is going to be 0.348. 0.348. There we are. Let's double check that blueprint. Yeah. The hole is 648. Half of that is going to be 320, 324, and that's what we have. Okay. So okay, and we can go and divide. We don't need this here, and we don't need this here either. We don't need this line, and we don't need this line back here either. We can just go ahead and delete that line too. So this is going to be my face and OD rough and turn, and then I can go ahead and drill and bore that. So based on that, we can set up our job. But if you look at here, guys, my 0 That's my Z0, and we are on the top plane. But now I need to draw this picture right here. This geometry right here, a rectangle and this star and those holes. So this, like the way we do it on Mastercam in our regular 2D mill class, we do the same thing, but here we're going to construct this in the right side plane. So here I can go ahead and hide this geometry under level 1. Now I can create a level 2, and under level 2 I can put this here, my geometry for the side geometry. You can name anything you want, side geometry. So that's going to be a level 2, and I can hide this guy here. Now if you, let's turn this on. If you look at isometric view, this is your drawing, but now I can go ahead and I can go to construction plane right, and that's where we have to draw this. So this geometry we don't need to turn this geometry on. We can just go to level and turn that off, number 1. So let's work on level 2 and geometry in the right hand. Guys, watch this here. I'm in construction plane right, and I'm going to create that geometry in construction plane right. So I'm at right. So if you look at this blueprint right here, the depth of this part, the total thickness of this part from the top in is total this one here. And the depth of this star is 130,000. If you look at here, this is 130,000. So you can draw the star at Z minus 130,000, and you can draw this rectangle back here at Z minus 389. Or you can draw everything at Z0, and then you can maintain the depth in the parameters. So either or, doesn't matter. So what we can do, we can draw everything at Z0, and we can maintain the depth. And on the other part, we can, I'll show you that how you can do it on the different Z depth. So let's try to do that. So I'm going to create a rectangle first. I'm going to create this rectangle of 1.475 at Z0. Then I'm going to start creating this holes. Everything we're going to do it at Z0 right now, and then we can move that further down. Okay, so 1.4575 rectangle at Z0 in construction plane right. Keep that in mind. Okay, just like a mill, guys. Just think that we are working on a milling machine. The way we used to do the drawings in your 173 class, that's how we are doing right now. So I'm going to say rectangular shape, and it's going to be origin is right in the center. The width is 1.475. Height is 1.475. And there is my rectangle right in the center. And I can put my radius, fillet radius. If you look at that blueprint, the fillets, we have round radius 30,000, 130,000 on each corners. So we can do that also. Put your radius 130, and we have radius 130,000. Apply, hit OK, and there's your drawing in the right side plane. If you look at isometric plane, that is my drawing right rectangle. Okay, go to right plane. Now I can go ahead and draw these holes right here, guys. If you look at that holes, this one here is 0.907, the center line. No, 1.136. That's going to be divided by 2 is going to be my X, and my Y is 1.4 and where is X is 1.475. Oh, it's going to be the center of these two holes. Okay, with the center of the fillet, that's where the holes are going to be. X, where is my Y dimensions right here? Are we missing something? Da, 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 da. Hold on one second. Let me pause the video here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, do it again because it was not recorded. So you guys are going to have problem doing it. So let's go ahead and do this again. So I'm going to go to rectangle, shape, right from the center. And here comes my width, 1.136. Height is 1.136. Rectangle, and there's another one, smaller one, is going to be 0.733. No, yeah, 0.733 and 0.733. There you go. Apply, and there are radiuses, diameter 194, radius 133. Okay, so circle on these corners. That radius is 0.130. And I'm going to just go ahead and lock it so we can have there, right? Okay, unlock it. And the next one is diameter. I think that's same 133. Okay, let's use the same right there. No, these doesn't look right. Are the small holes you guys see at a different radiuses or same? This doesn't look right. Oh, this blueprint is pretty messed up. A radius 130. I mean, those radius 130 is going to be for the fillets. So those are 194. If diameter 194, let's try that. 0.194. Yes, that makes sense. 0.194, 194. And this is going to be 0.194, 0.194, 194, there, and there. And let's delete this guy. This, and this, and delete them. Okay, that's better. So once we have done that, so yeah, so it's really hard to see it, guys. I don't see that. Okay, 194 diameter. So just draw these four holes, 194, and then we have a radius there, 130,000. Okay, so get rid of this. We don't need these lines anymore. And we're going to go create arc polar with this center point. And I'll go from there to there. And that radius is 130. That makes sense. I can just go ahead and transform mirror this guy here to y-axis, hit OK, pick this and this, mirror that to y-axis there. right click, clear colors, wireframe. We can go fillets over here between this guy and this guy. The fillet radius, sorry, fillet entities, that radius is 656 fillets. We're going to put radius 0.656. There you go. Between this guy and this guy, and this is my fillet. This guy and this guy, that's my fillet. Oh, don't trim that. Between this and this, that's my fillet. This, that's my fillet. If you look at this dimensions right here, guys, don't worry about, hold on one second. Don't worry about this angle 103 degree doesn't mean anything. Don't worry about this 907 dimension. Just create those holes with a diameter 194 and with the same center point, just create this radius 130 arcs and create a 656 fillets. So just ignore this angle degree in between. You don't need to worry about that. And ignore this dimension also 907, which is a tangent point. I don't know why they gave this tangent point over here. They should have given, like we have this dimension, they should have a dimensions from here to here. And okay. It's the same dimension, guys. All right, there you go. So let's clean it up. We go to divide and we can go ahead and trim two entities. Trim two entities. We're going to trim this guy and this guy. We're going to do trim this and this and that. Trim this and this and that, and trim this and this. There we are. Okay. And there is a circle in the center. We don't need that, guys, because that center, the hole is going to be, or just for your information, you can just create that. Make sure you unlock it. That circle in the center. And that is 648 diameter. But we don't need this. Now here, if you want just for the holes, we can have a point right there, and I'm going to change the color for that, right color. So we can have just a point right on the center. And it okay. So we can put this circles in a different level and we can hide them. You can put this on level 3. And here you can name those face holes. And we can hide those. Because we just need the center point of the holes just when we're going to drill that holes. So you don't need to have a circle. So I'm going to just go and turn this back on. And my geometry is pretty complete right here. So, and same thing with circle. We don't need to worry about circle. You can also put the circles in the same level. Right click. And put this on level 3 here, okay? So you can turn level 3 off and we can turn those off. So just to look at that, how your geometry comes out, you on, but for toolpath, we don't need that. We can just go ahead and turn that off, and we can pick this center point for the holes. The size of the holes is going to be size of the drill we'll be using. So we don't need that. Okay, now looking at isometric view. So this is my drawing right here. So I have drawn everything at Z0, but the depth of my square 1.475 square, this guy right here, this guy, if you look at the depth is 2.59 plus 130,000 from the face of the part is 389. You have two options. You can leave this as is, and when we're going to do the face contour, we can control that depth. We can control that depth in the parameters, or we can just go and transform this guy right here and translate that Z minus 0.389 back here. So when we're going to do the toolpath, we're going to pick this geometry, not this one here, and our depth is going to be an incremental, is going to be Z0. So I can move that if I want to. Or I can leave this as is. So we can program different both ways. So I'll just go ahead and do this. Redo. Okay. I think we changed the levels also. So yeah, face levels, we changed to a different level. Let's redo it and redo it. Okay, that's good. Changing that. Okay. There you go. That's good. Okay. So now I am going to save this geometry and change that level, everything to level different, or I can just go ahead and save that geometry file, save as, browse under Lathe. This is our project number 9, I guess, right? I will save this as project 9-A. And now I am going to change the Z level, and we're going to program both ways. I'll show you the both ways, how you guys can do that. Okay, so now we're going to go to transform and hold your shift key, translate, hold the shift key and selection, and I'm going to go Z minus, and that depth is going to be this here, right there, 130 plus 259 is going to be 389. Z minus 0.389 here. So I move that back here, hit OK. Now this guy right here, hold the shift key down, click that, and selection, and I'm going to move that how deep. If you look at the depth is 130 for the star. I'm going to go change to 130. So go Z minus 0.130. I'm going to move that. There we are. Hit OK. So this is, if you look from the front view, I have my Z0 over here, and this picture right here, what you see is right here. I have my face on the part, my star is 130,000 deep, and my rectangle or square 1475 is 389, and that's what you see right here. So we can program this way, or we can program at Z0 also. So let's go to construction plane right again, and there we are. So if you look, I'm going to turn this off and turn this off. This was my previous geometry on the top plane, guys. So I will go ahead and change the color of this. I'll change this to red color. There you go. So now if you look at all this geometry, you have this at different levels. So we have the top and we have right side plane right here. So we're going to start setting up with our top plane, and we're going to turn these guys off. We're going to work with this, what we've been doing on the last project. So this is, I'm going to go ahead and face this. I'm going to set up my stock size based on this. I'm going to face it. I'm going to turn it, drill it, bore it. Then we're going to work on the right side plane. Okay, so let's go to machine. That's going to be my lathe default. Get on our stock setup, and I will make from 2 points. Come on. I don't need this. Let's make from 2 points, which is going to be this guy and this guy. So that's going to be my size 2.1 and 0.5. And I'm going to go and select my margins. So here my OD margins, I have 100,000 extra material, right margin, I can leave 100,000 also. Back on the left margin, I can leave 0.5. Preview your boundaries, there it is. There it is. Okay. Okay. Let's go and look at your chuck size, jaws. I can do the parameters, outside diameter, clamping method with outside diameter from the stock, grip on the maximum diameter, grip length. We can put point stock size. We got to go a little bit more here on that. Change this to left margin 1 inch. There we go. Hit OK and go under jaws here. And I'm holding from stock, grip on the maximum, grip length 0.5. We are good. That looks good right there. Hit OK and hit OK. Stock diameter, perfect. Okay, so now I'm doing my regular operation. This is not involved with the C-axis. We are just doing regular face, rough, and finish, and then we can drill it and we can bore it. Okay, rough face, pick up our facing tool, which is going to be my 80 degrees, and we can use rough step over 0.050,000. And rest everything is same, guys. I'm going to just skip those. Just going to face it. And then if it's finished, yeah, it pretty looks like it's finished the face. Yeah, that's good. So now I'm going to go ahead and OD rough. For OD rough, I'm going to just pick this single. I have only single entity right there. Perfect. That's it. And hit OK. Hit OK. And I can use just 80 degree, or I can just use a 55 degree one. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's use 80 degrees. And there we go. My lead in, lead out. And lead out, I can extend that another 100,000. And I can go straight up my lead out, hit OK, and there is my stock. And make sure you pick that. Use stock for outer boundary. And there is going to be my rough and finish. So there comes my finish pass. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish it. Use your last chain. Hit OK. And I can use my 55 degree tool holders. Lead in, lead out. Lead in is okay. Lead out, I'm going to extend that also 100,000. And my vector is going to be 90 degrees. Hit OK. There you go. So if you're going to select all and see what we did, face it, rough, and finish. There we go. I'm going to cut it off here, guys. I can go another 100,000 in to that. So what we do, we can go under parameter, under lead in and lead out. I can go 200,000 here. Because I'm going to cut it off this part. So it should be okay if I'll go another 200. So hit OK. And now I can go here with the finish to, same thing, lead out, go 200,000. And we are good. There we go. So here we have extra material where I can cut it off, that part right there. Our finished part is going to be up to here, 389. So we're going another 200,000 extra. That's good. Okay, so now let's drill it and bore it. So 648 is 648, hole size is 648 finish. So I can use 1/2 inch drill it, and then or 5/8 drill, and then bore it. We can go use center drill, end drill if you want to. I'm going to just skip that. We can just go ahead and use a regular drill. Select all, turn that, and there comes my drill. Okay, we're going to use spot drill. We can use spot drill. Depth, let's say minus 0.200. And clearance 200. Drill point is X0, Z0. We are good. Retract 200,000. That's good. So there we are. And now go ahead and drill another drill, which is going to be this is 1/2 inch drill. We don't have 5/8. We can change this and look for 5/8 drill. Just use 1/2 inch drill. The depth is, we can go a little more than that, minus 0.500 depth. That's okay. There you go. You know what? We can go more than that. I can add a tip if I want to. 150,000, that's good. And perfect. And now we can rough and finish the bore. So there comes my rough. Pick single, just this entity. That's what we're going to do it. And I'm going to use my two holder rough. 750, 250. We have 3/8 somewhere. We can use 3/8. I don't have that. We can use 250 right there. That's okay. And we can rough it out. Lead in, lead out is very important. Lead in going straight. Lead out is coming at minus 90 degrees. And we should say plunge is okay. And use stock for outer boundary. That's good. And there is my rough. Okay, we can go ahead and finish it. Finish. Same tool, single. And chain, hit OK. Gonna use the same tool holder. Lead in straight in, lead out straight minus 90 degree, hit OK, and hit OK. There you go. So select all, and let's run this part and see what we have. Face it, turn, finish, drill, drill, and bore. There we go. Perfect. All right, so we're done with this operation, guys. So these are going to be regular standard lathe operations, what we've been doing. Now here comes your C-axis. Rest of the stuff, if I'm going to go to level, and I can go and turn these on, and make sure you turn that off, because this is going to be on your way otherwise. Just turn that off. We don't need that anymore. Turn this drawing off. You just go to site geometry and turn that off. There we go. We don't need that. Go to construction plane right. And now we're going to work on this area. Here comes all my C-axis stuff. That's where we're going to go ahead and contour face contour on this guy, and drill the hole. I don't need to see the circles either, guys. I can just go to level, and I can turn the face holes off also. All I need the point for the center of the hole to drill the holes on the face. So this is what now we're going to work on it. I'm going to pause here. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead, looking at the right plane, and we're going to machine this outside. And we're going to machine this outside. Then we're going to do the face drilling. So this is going to be your C-axis tool path. And like I mentioned, that not all the machines have a C-axis capability. Your standard lathe have only two axes, X and Z axis. The machine has a C-axis and Y-axis, can only create this kind of program, which is called your turning and milling. So turning is the first part we did, face it, OD rough, and turn, center, drill, drill, and bore it. And there comes your C-axis. So that's going to be where we can do our milling, and we can use our live tooling, which is going to be your axial and your radial. Okay, so there comes my C-axis right here. So anything do you on the face is called your face contour, cutting outside. Like if you guys remember from your 173 Mastercam 2D class, cutting outside is your contour. So there comes my face contour right here, and the picture itself indicates that Anything you're going to cut outside is going to be your face contour on the face on the part. It's called face contour. So I'll go ahead and check, do face contour. And now from here on, all the parameters you guys are going to see is going to be just like you would do it on the milling machine, guys. Look at this. We do face contour or contour. It's going to be, you're going to call the chain and you're going to select this chain like you used to do on the mill. Here, I select my chain and the chain is sitting at Z minus whatever is my depth here, 130 plus 249, which is going to be 389. So my chain is sitting at Z minus 389, not at Z0. So I pick that, hit end of the chain, hit OK. And look at this here, your tool. You're going to pick the same tool like we used to do that. And I'm going to pick a regular 1/2 inch end mill to mill this. So we are just, basically we are milling this part like we do it on the mill. So I'll go to my select tool, library tool, and 1/2 inch flat end mill is right there. We can just pick that, hit OK. That's my 1/2 inch flat end mill. Cut parameters, just like mill, guys, just like mill. I'm telling you over and over again. My cutter compensation are going in this direction. If you look at here, the cutter compensation in my tool is going in this direction. So I'll keep up my cutter compensation to the left. It's a climb milling again. So make sure you say compensation is to the left. Start to leave on the walls means any material. If you want to leave on the walls, you can put that also, but I don't want to leave anything on the walls. Here comes my depth cut. How deep you want to cut each pass in. I'm going to leave this off right now, but I'll definitely go lead in and lead out. Means just like mill. I'm telling you over and over again, your tool is going to come with a tangent lead in. It's going to cut around the part and it's going to lead out. So I'll say my length is going to be 50% of tool diameter, which is 250. My arc is going to be 50% of the tool diameter. That's fine. And same thing I'll do with the lead out exit. So I can go ahead and have this the same numbers. Multiple passes, we'll come back and talk this in a little bit. So going to linking parameters, just like mill, guys. This top of the part is this here, your Z0. This is my top of the part where we started. Z0. Here, my depth, I select this. My depth is in incremental is going to be 0 because I select that already. This contour is sitting as 3 minus Z minus 389. If it's sitting at Z0 and you select that, then your depth here is going to be minus 389. Not right now. Right now in incremental, this depth is 0. Top of the stock is going to be 0 in absolute, which is right here. Feed plane, you can say in incremental 100,000 above that, that's fine. Or you can say absolute incremental is fine also. Retract good clearance 250,000. You can say that clearance is going to be 250,000 in absolute. Hit OK. There is your tool path. Look at this. It's going to come in with an arc in. As a lead in, go around the part. Cutter compensation is to the left. If you look from the top view like this, look at this, doing just behaving like a mill, guys, acting like a milling machine. There we go. I'll go ahead and select all and run all the toolpath and verify, and you see it. Face OD rough turn, and look at this, how it's milling it. Rewind. drill, rough finish, and there comes my C-axis face contour. And if you see, it's doing only one pass here. We can do multiple passes. We can do rough and finish. Okay, so let's do rough because it's taking a lot of material over here. Your tool can break. So you can control your multiple passes, just like mill, I'm telling you. Here we go. There comes my multiple passes. I want to do one rough or two rough. Spacing is, let's say, about 100,000. Then I want to do one finish. And the finish pass, I want to remove about 25,000. So two rough, one finish. There you go. Watch here. There we go. We have one and two rough and one finish pass right here. One rough, second rough, and third is finish pass. I'll go ahead and verify that. Just that tool right there. First rough, look at this. Just roughing it out. Second rough. And a finish pass. There we are. Same thing with the depth. You can control the depth. Let's say you're cutting 389 hole. You want to go half of that. You can control that too. Watch here under parameters, depth cut. I don't want to go, let's say, more than 150,000. Maximum rough step, 150,000. It's going to go equal amount. Watch here. It's going to go first depth, rough it. It's going to go three passes, equal amount. Finish it, second depth. And finish it. There's a finish path, and there's going to be another depth finish. There we go. There's your finish pass. There we go. So you can control the depth also. Again, I'm telling you guys, if you look from the top view like this, we are just cutting like a milling machine. Just like a milling machine. And like I said, if you see all these parameters are like a mill machine. And that's what we studied in your 2D class. I want to go to depth cut. So if you look, the depth cut depends on how much deep did we cut. If you look at your blueprint, we are cutting 389. That's thickness. So you want to go two passes. I can go 200,000 each time. I'll say, hey, my maximum depth is not going to be 200,000. So it's going to go two passes equal amount. Okay, there you go. And I want to finish pass at the final depth. So I'm going to change that. So the multiple passes, we're going to say multiple passes, order of finish, machine finish passes after roughing all contour. Machine finish spring pass, we don't need that. That's good. So machine finish passes after roughing all contours. There we go. Second rough. It's going to go first rough at Z minus 389. Second rough. And there comes my finish pass. And we can say finish pass at a final depth also. Where is that machine finish passes? at final depth. Where is that? Depth cut, keep tool down. It should be over here, multiple passes back. Finish pass, not at all depth, finish passes at a final depth. So it's going to be just finish pass on final depth. There you go. Run it. So you're going to see two different Z depth and finish pass. So first rough, second rough, and then second depth. First rough, second rough, and then it's going to be one finish pass at the final depth. Another rough and one finish pass at the final depth. There we go. Perfect. That's what we need. All right. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, face contour at this our star right here. So I can just go and hide that toolpath toggle, and let's go face contour again. If you want, we can do face contour. No, I don't want to keep it. I can just go ahead, right click, keep and hold and drag it and say copy after. I want to copy another, exactly same thing. All I'm going to do here, I'm going to change my geometry. I'm going to use the same tool. I'm going to change my geometry. So this geometry was for your outside rectangle or square. I'll say right click. I say rechain all. Now I'm going to pick this guy over here. And chain, hit OK. Hit OK. So this is my new chain here. I'm just copying, saving my time. So here I want to do two rough, one finish. That's fine. If you want to do that, or you want to change depth of cut here, I just do only one depth. I don't change depth of cut. We don't need it. Linking parameter is good. My depth is going to be 0. Top of the stock is going to be 0 in absolute. Feet per 100,000. That's good. Let's do it. Hit OK. Hit OK. Regenerate, and let's see how that works. There we go. First rough. It's not cutting here, should be fine. And then we have finish path. We have to just run this toolpath and this toolpath. Sorry, this and this, and verify it. Okay, and run it again. The star, first rough. Another rough. And there should be one more finish pass, I guess. There we go. That's your finish pass. Perfect. Look at that. All right. Okay, now we have to drill those holes. We can center drill and we can drill those holes. So here comes my face drill. If you look at here, you have a cross drill. When you do cross drill and CX drill, cross drill is going to be on the diameter. We're going to talk about these on different projects. But there is drill on the face, which is going to be your face drill. Cross contour is going to be cross contour on the, if we're going to have a keyway we want to, or cut any slot on the diameter, that's where we're going to cut to be our cross contour and C-axis contour. So we'll talk this on the later projects. So let's go and say face drill. I want to face drill, and we're going to pick up those. If you have a circle, you can pick the center, because remember, we turn those circles off. If you want to do that, you want to leave this on. We are still selecting the center of the circles, or you can just turn these off, and we can just pick up this your points. So I'm going to select this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's it. Pick those 8 points, hit OK. Here comes my tool. Filter. We can pick just the center door. Where am I? Right there. That's my center door. None. Pick center drill. Excuse me. 1/8, number 1 or number 2, doesn't matter. We can pick those. Excuse me. Cut parameters. Drill and contour board. No dual is going to be a G81. Linking parameters. So if you remember, these are at Z0. So now here we got to go in absolute, and we have to tell what's going to be my depth from the face in absolute. So I want to go 150,000, or let's say minus 150,000. That's my depth, 150,000 in absolute. Top of the stock is 0. I want to retract 100,000 in absolute, and my clearance is 250 in absolute. Right now I'm doing in absolute. I'm controlling my depth over here. I did not control the depth for the contour, because my contour has been drawn at Z minus 389 or Z minus 130 here. But the holes are drawn at Z0. So from Z0 in absolute, how deep I want to cut, that's 150,000. Hit OK. Hit OK. If you look at there, the tool from the front view, you look at that, the depth is controlled from the top going into the part Z minus 150,000. So let's go ahead and face and verify this. Look at that. That's your face tool. There we are. I can go ahead and copy and pick a different drill. I can do that also, or we can just go and say face drill again, and you can select, you can see, go to your right plane. So we can see that, pick this center point, that point, that point, that point, that point, this, and center point or that doesn't matter. They're all same. Hit OK. And my tool is going to be my drill. And what size the drill is? 184. And Sinan, where are my drills? Okay, dokie. Let's go ahead and select this one. 94,000.
Hey, sir, one question.
Yes.
Is the C-axis drill rotating the spindle and doing it, or is the drill
the drill is rotating? The drill is rotating. The spindle is constant. Spindle only indexed to that degree. I'll just show you the program.
All right.
Spindle is going to index. Your live tooling is turning on at 2000 whatever RPM, and it's going to drill that. It's controlled with your x-axis and c-axis. Yeah.
All right.
The spindle is constant.
Okay.
Main spindle is constant. Your live tooling is turned on.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to make the the spindle rotate, what would that be something else? Like, would that be a different, like,
Okay, with the C axis, your spindle with C axis, your spindle turns into C axis,
okay.
and it syncs with X and your C axis.
Mhm. Okay.
I'll just explain to you in a bit. Just give me
Thank,
1 second.
thank you, sir.
So we're gonna have a drill here, and cut parameters, drill counter bore. You want to use G83, you can do that, or G81. So here's gonna be my depth. My depth, if you look at the total depth, is from 130 plus 259, 389. I can go 389 plus, we can compensate the tip. So we can say here Z minus, or we can say compensate the minus 0.389. You want to compensate the tip here. The diameter is 193 and standard included angle 180 degrees is going to compensate 58,000 right here. So 389, or I can just even it out to minus 0.400 or 450, not a big deal. And hit OK. There is my drilled holes. I'm going to run this entire part. Face it. Go to rough, finish, drill, spot drill, drill, and bore it, finish. And here comes my face contour, another face contour, center drill, and your drill. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to show you just the tool path for face contour and C-axis drill. We're going to just post this to tool path. I want to show you the combination that we are just posting the tool path for this contour here for the star and the face drill. So you're going to see the way the tool path is going to come. It's going to be, look at this. It's a combination of your X and C axis. Look at this, how you see axis is turning your spindle. Each block is 101.92, 102.692. That's degrees. So it turned into such a small increment degrees that becomes a straight line with C and X axis, which cuts this part right here. So look at this tool path over here, guys. This is just for your this star outside. It's a combination of your X and C axis. The spindle turns on here. This is your live tooling, the one I showed you in the video earlier. That's your live tooling. The movement, tool movement is X and C axis. Look at this, all this C axis. That C axis is your spindle.
Oh,
Look,
okay. All right, all right, all right.
that is your C axis is your spindle. And it controls the feed rate, where it's going to go at an arc or spindle speed. It's going to change. It's going to control the feed rate by itself every step. So this is, look at this here, 21.916, 23.6. Look at the increment. It's not even 1 degrees each time. So combination of X and C axis is going to create that shape of your part. And again, you can only do that on the machine, lathe machine, which has a C axis capability. Not every machine has that. We run this part, the same part we run in our 186, and that class I'm going to teach next semester. We run this part in our advanced lathe class, which is 186. And those lathe, we have 3 lathes in that for that class. We have a C axis on those lathes.
That one's available next semester, right, Paul?
Yes, but you have to take 176 is a prerequisite, which is regular lathe class. So you have to take that to get into that 186.
That was with Mr. Rios, right?
Mr. Rios on Saturday, yes.
All right, we already took that. Just wanted to make
You
sure.
already took that, then you're good to go.
All right, thank you, sir.
Then you can take that one. So the reason what I'm saying that whatever you have done here, You can see that in your real world when we're going to get into that class, that how you're going to set it up, how you're going to set up your tool, and how you're going to do the face, OD rough, OD finish, drill, bore, and how you're going to do the face contour. So we have to do that attachment. We have to put the attachment, which is your live tooling, on the machine. And when we are done, we can take those attachment off. So this is the program. We use that and to machine this part in 186 class. Look at this. This is just for that, not for the square, just for this flower right here. And I want to show you the drill. Gentleman earlier asked that question. So the drill is going to be, look at that. The drill is just, it's going to index at C0. This is not correct. This is not correct. It should come. No, that's okay. Start with the C0, then it's just is okay. No, here we go. Whole number. Oh, this is going to be whole number one here, X and Y location, which was, this machine has a Y axis, X and Y location, and this one here is going to be X and Y location, another hole, so another hole, and that's the whole number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 holes right here. So here just is controlling your X and Y location from the center, and it's going G81Z minus 150D. So I'm just posting the only tool path for just those two tools, so you guys can see it, how that C axis works.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okie dokie. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and pause this recording, otherwise it's going to be too long.